So there's no such thing as a perfect recipe to help you find what's draining your body. Okay, I had a lot of people send me comments last week saying, what is draining my body from positive energy? And I want you to really understand this. So you got to think of your body in a three-dimensional aspect. You have your physical aspect, your emotional aspect, and your spiritual aspect. Each and every one of us is at a different place in life. We have different variables, different stressors, different family dynamics, right? And so there isn't one recipe that's going to help each and every one of you to find what's draining your body, right? And also you have also different external factors, right? You have a different homes and different lifestyle, foods that you comfort yourself with. So you can't really say that, hey, one recipe fits all, right? You got to get away from that mentality. You got to find what's draining your body, specifically you, from positive energy. So think of all the things that are stressing you out and start making a list one by one. Whether it's a physical aspect, if you have labs that you haven't done yet, maybe you need to do some blood tests, or maybe you need to do some gut microbiome testing, right? Specialized testing, or your hormonal testing. If you haven't done those, those are things you need to take a step forward and get them done so that you can see what's impacting you physically, what's draining you physically, right? And then you want to think about your stressors. What's stressing you out mentally? What are those things that wake you up at night, or you keep thinking of over and over during the day? You need to write those down, because that means that those are stresses that you haven't yet resolved and they're coming to you, right? And spirituality, right? You want your positive energy to fill you up. So where do you stand? Solve it. There's only one friend that I know that's given me everything. Usually friends take away, like energy, time, space. And with Thanksgiving coming around, and you have the Black Friday shopping, and those people who are looking for the perfect gift to buy for Christmas, what are you doing? You're draining yourself of energy if you are constantly thinking of the perfect and searching for the perfect gift. That's taking away your time, space, energy. So you got to be careful with that, right? You got to try and find a balance there. Like, what can I do to help me so that I'm not constantly draining myself, right? You need to try hard on that, like not really push it too far into finding that perfect gift, but find the balance, because seeking perfection, it can take away from joy, can take away your positive energy, right? So be careful with that. Find the balance. And then have courage. Once you have identified all those steps that you need to take, like what's draining you, you have identified, it's kind of like the bucket that I mentioned last week that has a lot of holes that are leaking, right? You have found what your leaks are, then you make a list of it, and then you say, okay, what do I need to do? How can I help myself going to the next step? So the next step is, have courage on going through one by one on that list and clearing out all your stressors, right? Whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, or external factors that are impacting you. And how do you do that? Well, I would recommend you start with the first smallest step, because that's going to give you some energy, right? You clear out one, you clear it out of the list, you take care of one stressor, and then you'll find yourself that you have a little bit of energy to go on to the next one and the next one. And when you take it from the smallest step to the biggest, then you'll find yourself that when you are at the biggest step that you need to heal, you need to solve, then you have plenty of energy to do so. If you start with the biggest step first, you might fail, because it's kind of like that bucket that has a lot of holes, and you just want to fix one at a time, the smallest leaks, right? One at a time, and you'll notice that, hey, it's not draining so much anymore, right? So yeah, you can keep filling up with water and rebalancing it, right? But you're not going to require as much energy to rebalance it. So there's your body, the same thing. You just clear out the smallest stressors, the smallest leaks that are draining you of energy first, until you get to the biggest one, and then you'll find yourself you have plenty of energy to get through it. So again, my friends, I encourage you to take that next right step and figure out what your areas of depletion are. Try and clear them out one by one, and wish you a happy and healthy week. And I encourage you to continue healing your body, because it's worth it. It's a good journey to be on. Again, this is EvaWeeks with the Fountain of Healing. Please share and like this video and continue to follow it.